Hello, listen up because as it was said earlier, support for Home Assistant or other integrations was supposed to be added to ENSolarX. So today I'll tell you because it was added and I'll tell you how this device works more or less initially and how it's connected. How to integrate it with some external integration system, whether it's Home Assistant or some other related one. So you can already de-integrate this device, i.e. EnSolarium, with some external monitoring system. And what kind of device is it anyway? And this is a device like you see here. We connect it on one side here, for example, to the inverter or via RS32 and RS485. We also connect a BMS, whether it's DALI, JK, or some other, and we see the collected data sent to us to the application, whether to a PC or laptop every few seconds, every 5-6 seconds. Here you see everything in one place, data from photovoltaics and data from the energy storage. You can monitor everything. What's more, you can distribute this energy somewhere there depending on what's happening. You see there are various super tabs where you can connect some relays that activate or deactivate some output, turning on the boiler, turning off, or some other external devices. We can see some statistics, well, various. So the most important thing is that there is control, there is ongoing supervision. Let's go back to the shore. So look, if you were interested in connecting this device to the Home Assistant or to some solar assistant, or you see it differently, you have a simple protocol. Here it is described, for example, let's go here to the product page. If you go there, there is a description in the attachments tab. There are all the necessary files, some latest firmware instructions, the latest application. And there is such a document, HA Integration Protocol version 1.0, and what's inside? Well, there is a description. You see, that's it. There is a description of how to connect it, how it works, how to communicate with it. So you have the frame structure described, and you can see that it communicates here with the Modbus RTU protocol, i.e. a regular standard transmission. Here you have the connection parameters, all the data bytes that need to be sent, what checksum. Well, generally the Modbus RTU standard, if you are familiar with it, you are familiar with it. I will not go into great detail here. Here are the communication parameters, transmission speed, parity bits, and so on. Here is a description of what the response looks like. Also standard with the Modbus RTU protocol. And below you have all the registers listed at which register address each value is located. So you see you have the power of the panels under the register, one of the panels with MPP2 under register 2, and so on and so on, just as you can see here on this list. So I suggest you familiarize yourself with this protocol, this documentation. Here you will find all the necessary information to establish communication with this device and how to connect it. Very simple. Look, because in each one, whether in the 5 or the 6, because the 5 basic does not support Home Assistant because it does not have this port. The 5 full, yes, the 6 the same. On this green socket, sorry, not on the green. Here on the casing you have such a sticker written. Only in the 6 it is here, in the 5 it is also here. More or less in this part such a socket is described, a socket like Integra broken to SS. So this is the socket for integration and for the sun sensor. Here you have connectors A1, B1 at least in this model, and you connect this RSM to your Home Assistant, either to a converter via USB or to a converter via Wi-Fi, because you can also install such a converter from Wi-Fi to RS23, RS485. Sorry, and wirelessly you don't have to connect there with cables to it. Wirelessly only that there must be such an adapter U from Wi-Fi to RS485, because you have to supply RS485 data directly to this device, and which converter from which is already optional, and you connect these two wires A1 and B, our RS to A1 B1 to this connector, as you can see here, to this first plug, and you can start transmission communication with this device. So if you are interested in this, if you want to connect, this is more or less how the connection looks like. From the data that you need, you generally only need a description of the protocol, transmission speed, register addresses, and you have all this in this documentation. So I invite you to read. If you decide to communicate with this device, write in the comments how it went for you. Any questions, any doubts, write in the comments, and we will solve something for you here. I mean, it would be best if you wrote on this forum there on the EndiMac website at the bottom. We have set up a new forum there, and generally it is still almost empty, but we want to gather information there. Then you will all know, because on YouTube it is like this, I don't know. Everything is scattered in chaos. And on the forum, well, of course, we have topics, and under a given topic you can find all the information. If you share your problems there, well, of course, others will also have access to view it. So I invite you to the forum on EndiMac.com. At the bottom of the page, there is a link to the forum and register there, and you can add some posts there. So I invite you to read it. See today. Well, the sun has started to shine. So you see, photovoltaics are giving us a good time. Generally, on the latest firmware, I mean on the latest software, as you can see, you have a chart here with the RDN price. There will be a sort of expansion of this topic, but for now, that's all for now. And look, generally, in the next function, in the next version, there will be a fix for this, because if you wanted to control the heater and if you wanted to zero it, for example, energy storage, well, as of today, you are not able to drive from the energy storage on a minus amperage, because ENSolarX will not allow you to do that. It will reduce, at least with smooth regulation, it will reduce it for you. It will turn off the heater if there is something below the storage. In the next update, it will be like this. For example, here in this field, you can even enter, at least that's how I use it, that, for example, in the evening or at night, I would like it to eat up the storage, turn on the heater, and control it smoothly with this output from 0 to 10 volts, but so that it does not take more than minus 30 amps from the storage. So minus 30 amps or whatever you can set. At the moment, it is not impossible, because it will limit you if something below 0 appears, and then it will be possible even at negative amperage. So I think it will be good, and you can do it then, because until now it was also not possible to discharge at night at negative amperage of the storage, because here there was a minimum value of 10 will be changed to 2. So from version 6.12 it will be changed, and from version 6.20 for firmware and 5.83 for 5. So something like that will be changed in the next update. Maybe it will be useful to someone, maybe not. So here you will be able to turn on that if the sensor is from 2, because at night you will see us data from the sunlight sensor. They do not drop below 5, 6. I don't know if you noticed it, so setting it to 10 did not allow us to activate it at night. And there will be a change that it will allow it from 2. Also below our even minimum. And then if you set it to 2 and, for example, set minus 30 amps here, like I have, it will be possible to withdraw energy for the heater smoothly at night on negative current there. How many tens of amps, however many you set. Okay, so what? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or on the forum. Register and there write what comes to your mind. Let me know in the comments. Give a thumbs up if you liked it. If not, down. Subscriptions are, of course, welcome, because it allows this channel to develop, and of course, tell people what reach viewers who are interested in this off-grid topic, this device, what it can do, and so on. So I encourage you to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and we will hear each other in the next materials. That's all for now. We will hear each other next time. Thanks. Greetings to everyone. Take care. Bye.